Honest Beers this week. Wally's back from Adelaide. He's on a 2-day Bucks trip, and we've reviewed his Bucks, and we've also got some honest feedback from two guys that were on the Bucks with him. So you're going to have to tune in for that. What else we got, Wally?
Well, bigger than that, Leggy, we're both going to pitch TV shows. I'm going comedy. I'm interested to hear what you've got. Should be a cracker.
Tune in. Welcome to Honest Beers. My name is Leggy, and as always, I'm joined by Wally. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. I'm very well.
Survived Adelaide?
Just?
Yeah, just survived. You were over there for 2 days, which we will get into. But, mate, we were recording on Tuesday morning. Kind of weird weather. Like, would I call it a balmy morning? I don't know, but it's not bad. It's going to be 17 today. It was 18 yesterday, I think.
Did it hit 19 on Sunday? I felt like
I reckon it did.
I got off the plane on Sunday, and it was magnificent. It was really good. Anyway, we're not here. Obviously, talk about the weather. Well, it's just a sign that we're coming back.
Spring is
coming out of the depths.
Maybe, Michael.
And you know what? You know what spring brings? Footy finals and shitloads of punting on the horses.
It does, but also September is the greatest month of the year.
That's brilliant.
It is the greatest month of the year.
Gateway to summer.
Weather's better.
Weather's better. Group 1 racing returns. More importantly, the footy finals are on. NFL starts.
Yes.
And don't forget as well, we've got a home Ashes series. Yep. And after England bottled it last night, it's just so you get this good feeling about it.
Yeah.
There's a bit of fire. There's a bit of heat in it. Yep. Stokes is up to his antics. It's going to be good. I can't wait for the Ashes. So we have a lot to look forward to. We just need to get through August.
Yep.
And then after bye round, that first round of footy finals, we are on.
Tell me about the weekend away in Adelaide, because you were there for a Bucks.
I was there for a Bucks.
Even though you said you were there for work last week. All business.
Work, mate.
When did you get there? Friday?
Friday. Got there Friday afternoon.
Yep.
Friday, straight away, basically got in, dropped bags, and just almost get to the ground stuff. Just went to a pub around the corner from the ground. Well, quite late.
I think it's got to the Cass.
No, post. Always Cass post. So... We went.
You've been to the Cass Pre before.
I love it. Yeah, you go whenever, mate. So we went on the hill, which was hectic, and then we did one quarter on the hill, and everyone's like, let's go to our seats. So then we went to our seats and watched the rest from the seats. So I'll tell you about Adelaide Oval. Adelaide Oval, I think, is the best ground. MCG is the best stadium we've got in the country. I think Adelaide's Oval's the best ground.
Yeah, I probably tend to agree.
So Adelaide Oval for viewing, incredible for cricket and that. I found, like, for footy, there are some pockets that maybe aren't as good. Like, people knock Marvel. You go to Marvel, there is not actually a bad seat in the joint because it's 50,000 people evenly spread around a large oval.
Yeah.
So then that way, there's like, even Adelaide Oval, there are different stands built. So the one behind the goals on the city end, so the non-hill end, quite steep and goes up quite high because you have to for the capacity and things like that. Because you're missing out on the hill. Forgetting that for a moment, what they have created there is, like, I've seen it before and I forgot about it because I love Adelaide so much. And then I forget again. And then you go back to it. It is such an intimidating, frustrating crowd. It would be a great place to play home games in. Adelaide are going to make the grand final. I don't see a team going there. I'm not saying they're going to win it because I'm going back to my statement of Collingwood. I'm thinking I'm leaning Brisbane. It's irrelevant. Doggies could make a run. I don't know. I just don't see how a team is going to go into their house and beat them. The way they played, the crowd lifted them off the canvas. You lose yourself. You get so frustrated. You are fucking like losing your mind there, frustrated, angry because your team is against this crowd. And then you leave and then you go, shit, how good were they?
Yeah.
So it's a really weird one. Like, it was the same. I felt the same in the port game. Yeah. You're not yourself.
It's
like the Snickers ad. You're not yourself when you're at Adelaide Oval and you're in the opposing team.
How'd you go with some? I heard that some of the Adelaide crowd got to you. There was a little bit, you sort of almost.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, AJ, said you were
frustrated.
Very frustrated.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But on reflection, you go, geez, that's their job.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have hard feelings. You go, that is their job. Their job is to actually just make it as uncomfortable for the opposition as possible and cheer their team with no other regard.
How did you find the hill in that? Because we've been on the hill before for Hawthorn Collingwood, which was gather round, which felt a lot different. That was more of a party atmosphere. Hawthorn weren't really favoured. They came back late, nearly pinched it. This was more
the problem is
game of significance.
We dominated the first quarter, so the hill was quiet.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that the hill would not have been the greatest place to be as a Hawthorn fan in the second half. Although that being said, there are a lot of opposition fans go on the hill because of the experience of it, and also it's hard. It's hard to get tickets. Yeah, it's really hard to get tickets as an opposing fan. Again, very very smart of them. They sell out. Why would you want opposition fans?
Yeah.
So Adelaide, full credit to them. Full credit to. I tell you what, though, mate, they are absolutely surging. Can I just tell you, and I don't mean to give the Melbourne Demons a drive-by, but this goes back to what I'm talking about. You have one job as a supporter of your footy club, and that is to just blindly support your footy club. That's all you need to do. That's why I always thought less of Melbourne, because in 1996, their fans voted yes for a merger, not their administration, their fans, Simon.
Oh, no, yes, I do.
No fan should do that. That's why I question.
It's a bit soulless, isn't it?
I question. And I know Melbourne, like genuine Melbourne fans that voted the other way, and it frustrates them to this day. Yeah. But the thing is that Adelaide fans, we've seen it with Port, they are just so one-eyed and we are just following this team. Yep. So they're going to be very hard to beat in the finals, but then got to the Cass, nothing but love. You walk in, it hugs you. Yep. It's a beautiful place, nice and warm. And then, hit the tables for a bit. 19 came up on the last spin of roulette before we left, which was good with an extra bet, so that was good. And then, well, may have gone through Macca's for a steamed bun on the way home.
Don't give away too much, because in our honest feedback, I've got 2 audio messages from 2 people that were on the Bucks. So,
well, there you go. Well,
yeah, no, it's not. Look, we would not put anything to air, Michael, that was distasteful. But you haven't heard them. They were sent privately to me. So that'll be good. That'll be good fodder for us. But just in terms of the hill, because you sent me a few selfies, drinks consumed. I saw you had a Guinness at one point.
So basically what happened is the Guinness isn't the standard at most footy games. So but I believe it was left over from the British and Irish Lions. That was what they told me. I forgot they played there. I thought they played in Brisbane, Melbourne and Sydney.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I haven't really been across that series.
Did they play there?
Don't know. They must have. Yeah.
Maybe they played an exhibition or so. I thought wasn't there 3 games?
Yeah, but there was a Pacifica game, like British and Irish Lions.
Maybe that was
it.
Yeah. But that's what I was told. Maybe someone was just guessing that. I didn't even know they played there. Yeah. Regardless, they had Guinness.
Well, they should play there.
So I had Guinness a couple of times, and then I had Guinnesses on the Saturday as well.
Yep. Very good.
It was a feature.
Okay. Well, I think maybe we should just get into the honest feedback then from the guys. So, yes, Walley was, as we mentioned, at a Bucks. The first one though, which this is from a friend of the show, AJ.
Okay,
AJ had some interesting. You just said before, the Crows are up and about and how strong they are at home, and they'll make a grand final. But AJ's got a conflicting audio note about your take on the Adelaide Crows and their potential fortune. So I'm just going to play this one.
This would have been like straight after. I was emotional.
Lads, I hope you're well. I know you love receipts on the show, so I just thought I'd pass this one on to you. I've got it on good authority that Wally's work trip over to Adelaide last weekend happened to find himself at Adelaide Oval to watch the Hawks versus Adelaide game, which we all knew was paying $1.01. And it just so happens, I think in the 3rd or the 4th quarter, there's some video evidence going around where after spitting the dummy, Walley has declared that the Crows absolutely cannot in any way, shape or form win the flag this year, which I think is incredible after what they dished up and the comeback after being 5 goals down in the first quarter. Just want to see if he's feeling any better now and whether or not he still stands by that statement or whether he was just throwing the toys out of the cot and he was overreacting. So, yeah, love to hear from Walley and see what he thinks now.
Your response?
This is exactly what I just said.
I've seen the video, by the way, which I won't play because everyone's had a few jars.
Is it AJ's video?
I believe it is. QE sent it to me. Okay, I don't know who filmed it. I'm not too sure.
Was it? Yeah. So, So bottom line, I think I remember that. So bottom line is this. That is what that does to you, that sort of environment.
Yeah.
It absolutely, and you're just like, what's the worst thing you could say? You cannot win the flag. You're not going to be able to win the flag on the MCG. Maybe they can't. I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to win the flag. I'm just telling you from what I saw, if they finish top 2, which they're going to, I just don't see how a team's going to beat them there. The only one is if it's Brisbane line up and Brisbane being Brisbane.
Yeah.
But I just, mate.
I still have 3 teams ahead of them.
It's not that. I just experienced it. What they produced and how they played.
Yeah.
It was extraordinary. The way they've got the free forwards. Like Tex had a few of these shots. Like, I don't want to go back on it, mate. I'm telling you, like, it just got a hold of me, the place.
Next audio.
And it's a shame too, because of how much I love Adelaide.
I know.
As a town.
To have a bad experience like that.
But it's not really bad. It's footy. Everybody, can we all agree that you can do any of that stuff? As long as you're not swinging at people. But like, footy is one of those ones where you can abuse each other during a game and then go and have a
and then move on. Totally.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, okay. What happens in the stands stays in the stands on the park and that. So which is why these audio messages were sent in yesterday after, this Friday night. This is 3 days after the remove, so there's no. Yeah, no. Chewy's the next one. So Chewy's message goes for a little bit over 2 minutes. So a bit of a longer one here, but I've listened to this one, so it's been vetted. Obviously, AJ's touched on the Friday night, but Chewy's touches on more of the Saturday antics, I believe. Oh, that was all fun. There was nothing. There was no frustration. You're not being stitched up. Saturday was a lot of fun and frivolity. So we'll get into Chewy's message now.
G'day lads, Chewy here, long time fan of the show, first time caller. Just wanted to give a brief rundown of Wally's performance at the Bucks. Friday, it was a tale of 2 nights. Friday night, obviously, we saw his beloved Hawks go down to the Crows, and the toys were out of the cop, blaming Adelaide fans for umpiring decisions, all the standard things that you could imagine Wally was up to. But we moved on and we went into Saturday, and his performance was phenomenal. Highlighted by our Saturday Arvo footy train winner, which involved the Melbourne, Gold Coast and Sydney games, players from each of those teams. Basically, the story goes, we're at the Alma, great pub in SA. TV was on. We had about 6 blokes on it. Well, all had a good crack at it. And then at 3/4 time of the Gold Coast game, that was all we needed. We needed Noble for 2 more touches. And then another punter at the bar managed to get the TV changed to the rugby league. There was a bit of an outcry from us. I didn't see this, but rumour has it Wally went up to the bar staff and dropped the "Do you know who I am?" I 100% didn't. And demanded the remote given to him. That's bullshit. And he changed it back to the footy, which I think it was called for at that time. So I thought that was great. He got it back. We needed Noble for 1 more touch, and then with a kick in, I don't think there's a sweeter way to win it on a lads Bucks trip than with a kick in, and Noble steps out and wins it. And the carry on from there just went into the evening. Wally finished off barely being able to speak with a Macca's feast on the way home. And his performance turned into once again, a 9 out of 10, I'd say, over the 2 nights. Good. But the highlight was the trip, the multi, and Wally dropping a little bit of the "Do you know who I am?" Cheers, lads. I didn't drop "Do you know who I am?" I can say 9 out of 10's a great. Yeah, it was. You're never going to get a 10. I haven't had Macca's in like years now. Like, it's literally been so long, as you know. It's needed. It's needed after. It was nice. It was nice to have. But in terms of the Saturday, the funny thing about that, credit to him, because that was Chewy's multi. So I had footy form guy. We do a couple of trains each week, and our one we were stiff. I think we lost. We Egg Langdon, I think it was. Anyway, we missed by 1 player, and it was just because Chewy goes, I've done my own train. He's a good punter, Chewy. And I go, I'm on a Bucks trip. Any bet that anybody's having, I'm gonna throw some bucks on, because we all should be on. Yeah. And all of those guys. So usually I drive a bit of it, but I gotta give credit. Like, that was, I piggybacked onto what they were doing, because I didn't want to get FOMO and going, well, hang on,
I'm having mine bet and you're having your bet. So
You're all
then
cheering
Huey goes,
something
well, I'll have a little bit on yours and you have a bit on mine. So it was a good win, but those boys won, I think, a bit more than I did on it, but it didn't matter. It was still a good win across the board.
Yep.
Couldn't find one in the horses all day. Found nothing on the horses, but then we did well on the footy, which was nice. And then it was just the rest of it was a cracking weekend. The Alma, the pub in just near Norwood, big tick to them, great staff, great.
Well, they changed the TV for you, so
I think there's a bit of cream.
Do
on
you
that
know
one.
who I am from M Wall, according to QE? But no, very good and very appreciative of QE and AJ to give the recap. QE in some fine form at the moment. That
can be confirmed
on a number of fronts.
Yeah, can be confirmed.
We've got a couple more here. First one coming from Ryan. Sorry, not from Ryan. Ryan actually has it's not an audio one. This is a written one for us, and I think it's a good one for us to think about. He replied to the story. He said, "Who's bandwagon and the boys jumping on in September? Now the Hawks are done."
Oh, so I started having this discussion yesterday. I was having this discussion at school pickup of all things with a Carlton supporter because he goes, I don't know. He's a Gold Coast, and I'm like, because he was wisely going as well. What about the price? I don't know.
For me, it's Gold Coast or Freo. Collingwood. Think about this: the last three premiers are all there. Brisbane, Collingwood, Geelong, so they don't need to win again. You could maybe mount a case for the Crows, given that they haven't won since '98. But and maybe the Giants. I know you love the Giants, but I think it has to come from someone that hasn't won one, which I guess there are three.
Oh, look, if the Giants, I just want to see how they make it. Like Giants would be the one, but it's just like
no guarantees.
If they finish fifth and got to travel to Brisbane or something in the first final, you don't want to keep changing. It'd be the Giants. The Hawks are.
Let's keep moving on here.
Hard.
Let's keep moving on here. So the next one's from Billy, and this is good feedback for us. It's something I've been thinking about for a while, and we can explain the context behind it all afterwards, but this is from Billy.
Great show, lads, but let's just be honest here. You guys are recording a podcast, usually in the morning, and not actually drinking any beers anymore.
Yes.
What's that about?
So can I just say, he's right, Billy. So
we used to drink beers.
Yeah, well, at our previous studio, we recorded later in the arvo at night. It was easier to do it. Now we're very, very fortunate, and we love our setup here at News. They've looked after us, so certainly no complaints there. But they create a lot of important stuff in here, stuff for commercial partners, and basically we just record when we can. And the morning time slot is pretty much the only one where we can be fit in. And I think our partners would probably agree. A lot of other people would probably agree. Is it good to be drinking piss at 7:30 a.m. on a Tuesday morning? It might be slightly problematic. So we haven't been doing it, but we have acknowledged this, that we wouldn't mind going back to that. I think maybe there were some records where we had sort of 3 or 4 and started to get a little bit.
We did a Brownlow show where I was pretty pissed.
You were actually pissed. So I wouldn't mind getting back to that at some point. But that's a conversation for the big bosses here at News. Do you want us drunk on the show?
I'll tell you what. I'll tell you two days though. We realistically, if we did a record on Super Bowl morning, we could be drinking at 7:30.
That's allowed.
Melbourne Cup Day, you can be drinking at 7:30 a.m. So there's a couple. Yeah. There's a couple of days off the bat that we could do as special ones. But no, you're not wrong. It is.
Imagine me drinking beers here and then going to the office to do work. It's just not. It just doesn't work. But good pickup from Billy. Appreciate that. Now the last one here is from probably our number one fan in Kingy. But the reason, and I haven't listened to this one, so this one hasn't been vetted. However, I know that it'll be about Sunday's game. It'll be about St Kilda and North. So I assume it'll just be maybe a dig at me. Like you can see, he hasn't even been opened yet. So we'll see what Kingy's got for us. I'd say it'd be about that and maybe a bit of a dig at the Saints, but we'll see.
Yeah, here's an honest take. Leggy, St Kilda are dogs, mate. You take out our key forward. We're a struggling team just trying to go through a rebuild on a comeback. And in an act of cowardice, you take him out. Yeah, he came back on, but they should be referred to the tribunal and sent straight to the death penalty. That is just unacceptable. As for the actual honest take, reporters need to grow the fuck up.
Like, honestly, journalism is cooked. The fact that they're the number one story is them trying to hassle Ginnivan, who I don't really like, but he doesn't change anything about himself in the way he goes about it, so I respect that. But the journalist going, oh, is it really appropriate? What was the bird for? It's like, shut up, love. Like, you went to uni for 4 years to ask a bloke that shitty question.
Yep.
So I think journos need to find some actual stories and leave people the fuck alone. See you, boys.
Very, very fired up. I'll touch on the North Melbourne side and you touch on the Ginnivan side. So, look, the Nick Larkey incident in the last quarter was unlucky. He actually hurt himself via his landing and then the Saints player fell on top of it and he hit him sort of in the shoulder. So actually, Kingy, just if you want to...
excuses there.
On a technicality, Larkey came in with a sore knee and landed awkwardly. So maybe the fitness staff need to have a look at should Nick have been playing. But yes, it was a little bit clumsy the way Caminiti fell into him. And I just want to say... North Melbourne deserved to win that game. The Saints were pretty average. I'd say they played probably a quarter of good footy. And in the last quarter, the Saints did what the D's did the week before. They completely stopped. North Melbourne, unfortunately, just didn't really take their chances. But if I was a North fan, I'd be a lot happier with that performance and what they dished up. They're such a better team when Larky's there straightening them up. So well played to North. I'm saying this as modestly as I possibly can. They definitely deserve that. The Saints were lucky to get the 4 points. But just on the Ginnivan thing, because I agree with Kingy. That's one of the most bizarre things I've seen, that interview at the airport.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you right now, for the majority of people to be commenting on social or even in the media and saying it was embarrassing, the questions, and for once not having a go at Jack Ginnivan. And I know what Kingy said, David King spoke about, he said, you got to be better. And I get all that, but at a point, can we just not expect the players don't need to be always on. And if you're going to get asked a stupid question, his response was perfect because it was embarrassing. He just laughed.
Yep.
And it was natural. He wasn't putting that on. He was doing, that was natural. It was such an awkward laugh of and he goes, cause it's you're embarrassing. This is embarrassing.
Yeah.
The question's
it felt like someone told her to do it.
It felt like a teacher talking to a student about, why are you doing this? Have you not learned? It's mate, he's not a kid.
Yep.
He's there's been more birds this year than ever. Players are doing it everywhere.
I felt like she was instructed to go there and be very pointed with the question.
Yeah, I wouldn't be her fault. It'd be the producer.
I agree.
But no, it was. I'm with him on that.
Very good. Thanks everyone for their honest feedback. Looking forward to that again next week. Well, we've got to move on to your food challenge.
Yes.
So we did ask for some videos on Sunday, but I can confirm that you were in bits on Sunday, and that if you were to film anything, who knows what it would have been. No. So,
but I have updates.
That's what we need right now. So this is 2 weeks out.
Yep.
2 weeks out from the move. All right, take us through. So actually, before that, just if you are listening for the first time, Wally's Food Challenge. We announced it last week. He is moving into a new place, and he wants to get through every single item of food.
Pantry and fridge.
Pantry, fridge, freezer.
So I don't have to move anything.
So you don't have to move anything in, and there's a lot of shit to get through. So what are you up to?
Made good din. We have reduced, mate, I went through some chili oil last week. The only problem is I attacked my favourite chili oil. That is empty now. So I only have the two more potent ones, and I don't want to buy more because that's the rules. We've done that. That's really, really good. Mm. Spices are beginning to be a problem.
Yep.
The carb stuff, fine. We've been able to get through all of that. There is still a fair bit of rice. Yep. But what I'm going to do a massive Mexican cook this week, which I'll be able to cook rice up.
Yep.
I'll be able to cook, and I'll be able to use a huge amount of spices.
Yep.
So I'll use half the cumin, half the oregano, half the paprika. I'll use all as much as I possibly can.
Yep.
The garlic and onion powder, all of that. I should be able to get through a lot of that purely on one massive Mexican cook. And then we'll see. We'll get through it. So I'm going to do that.
Okay. We want updates. We want to see this.
Yeah, I will. And I will do that. The only thing is that, and the freezer's fine and all of that. Just setting out to this, the thing I didn't think about, there is so many things in this cupboard that I just would be happier just to throw in the mix. You just don't eat, but I said I'm going to go through it. I'm going to do it.
Yep.
The biggest one is dressings and vinegar and some of the mixed seasonings that I don't even know why I've got. I usually just do my own stuff. So that's going to be the problem. There's no guarantee I'm going to get through this, but I'm going to give it a shake.
Yep.
I need
Do you need people to go around to help you eat?
No, I need to know what I'm going to do with all the vinegar.
Okay. I was thinking, do you want to do a big cook up and prepare it for?
Well, I could do that. That would be easy. So I should look at doing that.
Cook for the neighbourhood. Why don't you put a sign out the front of your house and say, on Sunday?
No one's coming into a sign that says free food here.
No, it doesn't have to say free food. It could be,
come into the house.
Come and help me eat this chili oil.
Yeah, mate, exactly. So chili oil is going to become a worry soon because the one of the two I've got left is so hot.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas the other one I was just able to eat like out of the jar. So that's the thing. So I would suggest the vinegars are the biggest problem.
Yes.
So there's balsamic vinegar, red wine vinegar, rice wine vinegar, mirin, and the sushi dressing. Like there's 5 different types of.
A lot.
There is. So that's the one. So if anybody has any ideas on how I can use a whole heap of vinegar, please let me know.
Yeah, send through. Definitely hit our DMs up. Maybe let's.
Can you like fast pickle stuff? Is that with vinegar?
You're asking the wrong guy. Maybe. I would line everything up and I would post it. And
I'll say, what do I do with
what
all
do
this?
I fucking
Because the others I'm working through.
Yeah.
Like big oyster and sesame oil and soy. That's fine. You make a mix.
Yep.
That's fine. It's just you use so little vinegar, the garlic, the ginger, all of that stuff. It's all fine.
Yep.
I'm going to get through it all.
Yep.
The vinegars, I think I can get through the rice. A lot of rice though.
Yep.
The vinegars and flour's fine. There's only a small amount of that. It's vinegars and some of the spices. They're the things.
Oh.
I'll keep you updated. Next one, I'll take a photo and say, this is my problem area, help me. And I think I told you, sugar we're fine because Jack brought home this massive bag of lemons, so we're going to make lemonade with them this weekend.
How good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll definitely post that. Keep us in the loop. A couple of weeks ago, we had, I think I just discovered on news.com.au, and now I've realised that it's actually a regular thing that they've got on there. But this,
their top list.
They're doing a top list thing, right?
For the last
shout out
years.
to the people of news.com.au. But the first one we went through was like the top celebrities or Australian, call them celebrities, hosts, whatever they are, media talents,
it was most famous media personalities.
That kind of thing.
Best.
Which from the last 25 years, which is really interesting. This week's one is quite a random one to say, but it's who's the biggest waste of talent in Australian sport in the 21st century. So I'm going to do the exact same thing as we did last time. I'm going to go through each name. I'm going to get a couple of sentences from you, Wally, on whether you agree and just your views.
Yeah.
And then I'll vote and we see who actually ends up being. I'm going to say here, so there's 10 in the list. There is one that I think is stiff. The rest, there's 2 that I think are stiff. There's 2. 2 that I think are stiff. The rest, I reckon, are pretty fair. So, first one, not really a huge knowledgeable one for you or an area of expertise for you in terms of sport, but Todd Carney. I don't think you could give us.
I would have thought that's better. Like I know he's a party boy and that, but didn't he have an alright career?
I think he won a Dally M. I could be wrong. But he maybe look that up. Oh, look, he had a good career. I think it was the reason why they'd say waste is that it probably could have been better, and that I think perhaps the party
First
boy.
thing that comes up is Todd Carney Bubba.
Yeah. So that was an interesting ad that we created.
He gave us that. That's another thing.
That
okay,
is,
I'm going to check this now.
Check if you want a Dally M. I feel like
he played 221 games. He scored 68 tries.
Mm-hmm.
He represented New South Wales and Australia.
Played for a lot of teams.
He won a Dally M medal in 2010. He won the People's Choice Proven Summers medal the same year. Oh, he was best 5'8" in 2013 as well. He was a rookie. No,
I think there's a couple of years.
It's too harsh.
Yeah, but I think what they're saying is he was good when he was good, but he wasn't good for long enough. And that he's
of all of the I'm assuming there's only one rugby league person there. Of all of the rugby league people, I feel like
there's technically 2 in that one was there's 3, but one of them was a code hopper.
So and then I assume they want some local ones. It'd be interesting to see if they have an AFL. I reckon that is borderline, and I would have thought we would have had more disappointments in Australian sport that more than 10 others that we would say he wouldn't need to make the list.
Shall I go to the next one?
Yeah, go to the next one, but I don't like that to start.
Ash Barty. This is because of an early retirement, not for when Ash Barty was clearly at her best. She was the best.
Extraordinary.
So I think that's
This is a weird list of, hey, they were good, but they could have been better. This isn't massive disappointments at the moment.
Yeah, that's a harsh one. That was one of the ones I thought was harsh.
Yeah, I'm not digging the list at the moment.
Nick Kyrgios.
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's your perfect example. That's the dictionary definition of it all.
The guy is super, super talented, and for whatever reason, it's hard to believe that he never won a major. He got to a major final, and it's fair.
Yep.
I like Nick. You like Nick. We're on the side.
Kyrgios fans over here. This is the Kyrgios podcast.
But at the same time, I get why he's on the list. I probably be voting for him though.
Yeah. Next one's more off field, and that's Jared Hayne. So the point here is at one point, I think it was 2009 when the Eels won the grand final. Went in the grand final around that time. He was the best player in the NRL. Like, he was the best player. Won a Dally M. He was the best player, but his issues have all stemmed from stuff that he's done wrong off the field, which...
But hang on. So that's more recent. So he was a great player. Then when did he go, what was it, about 16, 17 when he went over to San Fran?
I reckon it was about that. Yeah.
Was he consistently good in league?
Yeah.
I feel like they're just naming players who are known and a little bit controversial or have done something bad off the pitch.
Yeah.
Let's keep going with this list. I don't know enough about the bloke's career to know that he's...
Well, the next one...
He hasn't reached his potential.
The next one's fair. That's Liz Cambridge.
Yeah, done it to herself.
Yep. Next one's coming in our world, Michael, and that is Brendan Favola.
Ooh.
I reckon that's fair because, again, when he was at his best, he was great. 2008, nearly kicking 100, all of that. But then
Finished early.
Then there were some games where he just and seasons where he just kind of threw the toys out of the car.
Isn't there more players than Fev that have played AFL that have been more disappointing? Think about all the number one draft picks.
Yeah.
Think about all the hype players.
Yeah, but I think with a lot of the number one draft picks, they were the wrong player picked, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Favola, you could argue, talent-wise, the beautiful set shots, the marks on the lead, like the bags of goals that he kicked. There was there was almost so much, and then there was always so little, but not a lot in between with him, which makes it feel like it's a waste of talent.
Again, this list is people that have achieved a lot, but haven't quite achieved enough.
Yep.
And I would have thought that there was more.
I'll move on. Next one, Daniel Ricciardo.
That's fucking bullshit.
So that's the second one that I thought was harsh. The reason why I'll say this is...
It's not like Aussies win.
I know. It is so
F1.
hard. So hard to be a
Hang on. Let me ask you a question. Is Mark Webber on the list?
No.
Did Mark Webber ever win a Grand Prix race?
Yes.
How many?
I don't know how many he won, but he was up there in the world title race when he was with Red Bull.
Ricardo won more though, right?
I think Webber would have won more races than
Ricardo. I reckon Ricardo won more.
I'll let you look that up. But a few thoughts on this. I think that's really harsh. I can only think of, three, or it's only obviously three in the last 15, 20 years of Australian drivers that have made it, including Piastri now. Piastri at the moment also is in a car that's nearly unbeatable, which is probably why he's...
but that's their whole sport.
Performing, exactly. I think Webber had a better career than Ricardo. Webber in those, there was I reckon a 2-year period where he and Vettel were in that Red Bull car and they were pretty dominant.
Oh, pretty close.
What is it?
8 and 9 wins. Okay. Webber had one more. So you're not wrong. They both had good. Yeah. My point is though,
you're right.
The fact he got there
and he won races.
Do you know what this list feels like? This feels like something an entertainment reporter has written because they know these people because they're crossover to both worlds and they've been in the news cycle.
There's always a bit of this where they want headlines or they want, people to click and all that, So there's always a bit of BS going on. The next one played in 3 different codes, and that's Israel Folau. We do forget about his GWS exploits, but look, again, most of his stuff was off-field and beliefs in that, but definitely... better. He was a better I think he was a better rugby league player than he was union. Could be wrong, but I felt like when he was playing rugby league, he was like a fucking star.
Yeah, he was part of that unstoppable Storm team.
Next one I think is similar to Kyrgios in that you sort of have to have this guy on the list, and that's Ben Simmons. Number 1 draft pick.
Okay, Ben Simmons is the exact example of who should be on this list. Ben Simmons is right up there with Liz Cambage, a couple of basketballs, considering how many have done well. But the other thing with that is
Cambage. I said Cambridge. I did the bogan Aussie.
I don't know, mate.
Yeah, Cambage.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know. I've been in Adelaide, seeing how
chance.
Chance
and dance.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 100% on the list.
I reckon the next one, which is the last one, is also pretty similar. It's Bernard Tomic.
Well, he's the winner.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Well, I think he is.
Because we're talking about
early
a guy.
days at Wimbledon, he made it to a quarterfinal.
I reckon as well he won all the boys' championships.
Yeah, he was the one.
He was number one. Him and Nick and the Cock were winning all that stuff. But he was the one that they go, and I don't know this. I don't know enough about tennis. Why? Is it just because do we have we have bigger kids? Is that what it is? Like, so they're bigger and stronger when they're young. And then as they grow, when that all evens out in their 20s. Why are we so good at under 17 and under 21 sport in Australia in sports that we then drop off at?
Yeah, I don't know.
Our national football team, so our soccer team are always really good. We're great at a lot of the Olympic sports. We're great at tennis.
Yeah.
And then we just drop
Something
off.
happens.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
I'm gonna vote.
Who are you voting for?
I'm gonna vote for Bernie.
Okay.
Because I think we agree. Or maybe Kyrgios.
Nah, I don't want to vote for Kyrgios.
Okay, I'll vote for Bernie.
Kyrgios has won. He's at least won a doubles. He's made a final.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, I mean, he's been on the tour for a lot longer.
There was a 2-year period there where he started to really realise his potential. But I've voted for Bernie.
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
Casting my vote as we speak. Wow.
Okay. So I'll tell you what, Ash Barty should have gotten 0 votes.
So Nick Kyrgios, easy win at 39% of the vote.
Wow.
Ben Simmons coming in second with 22%. Bernie's on 14.
Okay.
Ash Barty got 8%. Todd Carney 2%. So agreeing with what you said. Yeah. Brendan Favola 1%. So.
Yeah, but again, they actually did.
Yeah.
Off-field indiscretion. Ash Barty 8%.
Yeah.
What was the exact title of the question?
Most overrated Aussie. Sorry. Waste of talent. I don't know why it's overrated. So I got out of the link and then I totally forgot what I was thinking about. Most
biggest waste of talent
last 25 years Aussie athlete. I think you could argue that Favola's a waste of talent, but he's not the biggest. I'm just saying he's a waste of talent. He was never going to be the biggest.
I reckon there's bigger waste of talent in the AFL. I'd need a bit of time, but I could come back with a list.
Yep.
I think I don't know enough about rugby league, but I think if you've won a Dally M, I reckon that there's bigger waste.
I think I agree. I think that all I'm saying, the argument with him,
Ash Barty is not a waste of talent because she did what no one could do. She won the Australian Open,
and she was unbeatable.
But not just that, she won multiple majors, and then you deciding that you want to go and do something else isn't a waste of your talent. It's using a different talent. Yeah. So she's going to go and she probably wants to do things in the business world. It's a different talent. I'm sorry, I can't cop it.
Yeah.
Ash Barty being on the list is so fucking stupid. And I reckon Daniel Ricciardo is stupid as well because we are talking about a sport, as you said, where it depends what car you're in.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. And also, Australians just don't make it to the F1.
No.
So we
could win it this year, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is insane because they've got the best cars and he's their choice, right? That's the biggest thing.
At the moment, he's, yeah.
Tough world, but
all
right.
Last Sunday night, you wouldn't have known. In fact, I hardly really knew that the Logies were on. And now we're not here to talk about the Logies, although I did see that Irene won the gold Logie, or Lynn McGranger, I think her name is, but which is fucking bullshit because no offense to Irene, but I've seen the ads on Channel 7. I've seen.
Oh my God! Irene off Home and Away.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Irene. Yeah. But this is where it's bullshit. I've seen the ads on Channel 7. This is like her last season. Like she's wrapping up. Like it's a farewell to Irene tour, and so she probably wins it because of that. It's not like she just wins it because she's the most. Everyone's gone. We love Irene. It's fucking garbage.
There would be. My understanding on the Logies, and I haven't watched or looked into it for a long time, but it used to be that people had to vote through buying a magazine.
TV Week.
Who's doing that?
Not the type of people that are
watching Home and Away.
Yeah.
So there you go. They're always nominated, Home and Away.
Yeah. Well,
for dramas, and then they're up against like real shows like Mr. In Between or
hasn't Alf Stewart won
Wentworth
hasn't Alf Stewart or Raymar won 2? I
wouldn't know.
Definitely won 1 gold Logie. But anyway, when I hear talk about Logies, us knowing that the event was on, but not really getting into it, that just spun off an idea that we had that.
Oh yeah,
we wanted to both. So what this created for us is that we wanted to think about pitching a TV show idea to each other. So basically, the Logies Matters thing, if we were creating a TV show, it can be any genre, any location. We can pick any male, female stars, co-stars, all of that. Wally and I want to pitch each other on our very own ideas. And I'm happy to go first.
I think you should go first.
So that's what we said. We both said go away, do a bit of homework. Well, as most sort of Gen Z people do these days, Wally, I went to ChatGPT. I didn't actually come up with my own idea. However, I did put something into the search. So I'll read what I put into ChatGPT, and then I'll obviously read what it spat out for me. So I said please at the start, which is obviously very good. Please create an idea for an Australian TV drama that is a murder mystery in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne and features some of Australia's best actors. That's all I typed in. And the response that I got back from ChatGPT was pretty detailed. So this TV series, Michael, is titled Ashes in the Fog. Ashes in the Fog. The genre, murder mystery, psychological drama, neo-noir. The setting is in the eastern suburbs of Melbourne, including affluent areas like Toorak and Kew, and contrasting pockets like Box Hill with misty Dandenong Ranges in the backdrop, which is very nice. The premise: when a beloved local teacher, Rachel Whitmore, is found dead in her garden in Camberwell, staged as an apparent suicide, a veteran homicide detective returning from leave, of course, D.I. Grace Halstead, is assigned to the case. The deeper she digs, the more it becomes clear that Rachel's death is part of something far bigger, a hidden web of secret, betrayal, and a decades-old murder buried beneath the manicured lawns of Melbourne's elite. With every resident having something to hide, Halstead must navigate privilege, past traumas, and political games to unmask a killer who knows the system well because they're part of it. The main cast, so D.I. Grace Halstead is played by Cate Blanchett, one of Australia's best actors. I won't go through what sort of her role is like. I'll just go through the names. Now, this is one of my favourites. Daniel Whitmore's character, who I believe is the husband of Rachel Whitmore, who's murdered, played by Ben Mendelsohn, one of Australia's best, one of the greats, that is for sure. Veronica Lynn, I don't know who that is, looks as if she's a high-profile local councillor, played by Claudia Carvin. So we're sort of getting like the Aussie actors who have made it on the US stage, and then the Aussie actors that have just been gritty and always sort of played around Australia.
Is Ian Smith in it?
No, he's not, which is disappointing. Dr. Julian Tran is played by Remy He or Remy High. I don't know who that is.
Don't know who that is.
Probably know who that is. But
probably a rising star.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Probably only on the ABC at this stage, and we'll.
And then the last character I'll go through, Detective Callum Hart, which is played by Richard Roxburgh, who's another great Aussie actor who's done a lot of stuff here. And then he's the sort of the old school reluctant partner of the detective, like as in, he's a detective, but he doesn't really want to be there. And then in terms of the tone and style, so think Broadchurch meets The Dry with a dark, emotionally rich tone. Fog-filled streets, very Melbourne, mid-century homes, hiding skeletons and lush yet eerie natural surroundings. The cinematography leans into high contrast and natural light with slow burns and moments of emotional intensity. I'm just going to say, I think it sounds good.
I'll watch this show.
Great cast. But if you obviously wouldn't just be able to get Cate Blanchett and those types of actors. However, if you're a TV writer, producer,
so much easier.
If you wouldn't just fucking type it in ChatGPT and get them to come up just with a basic summation, and then you just go
pitch. Yeah, all right. So I went, mate. I love it. I'm watching it. So I went a little different.
Yep.
What I've done is that I actually did. It's funny because I came up with my show and my cast, and then I said to
you went back from there.
Yeah, I said, ChatGPT, can you just give me a little bit of meat on the bones here?
Yeah.
And but basically the idea I've gone is the TV show is a comedy.
Of course.
It's based around a sports team.
Yeah.
And based in, I was happy to base it in Boston or New York, depending on filming, but most likely Boston.
Yep.
Because you get a lot of good scenery in that. So I'll take you through how I've done it. Yeah, great accents too. So the title of the show, a lot of this is my stuff. The title of the show is The Franchise.
Yep.
So it's cool.
Good start.
Think 30 Rock meets Veep in the sporting world. All right?
Yep.
And
a lot of good dialogue.
Yeah, a lot of good dialogue. So the main cast and characters. So Lenny and Vivian Grayson are the long-time owners of the franchise, and they were going to be played by Alec Baldwin and Julia Louise-Dreyfus.
So, yeah.
Okay, so that's hence the reason that's why.
Good. They'd be a good.
But they'd be great. So think Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock and Julia Louis-Dreyfus in Veep.
Yep.
Okay, the coach will be played by Steve Carell.
Oh,
that's Doug Flanagan. So his wife his wife will be Tina Fey.
Yeah.
All right. You're going to like this. There is a rival ownership group, which is Gregory Peckman and Trent Walsh, who are played by Adam Scott and Jason Bateman.
Brilliant.
Jason Bateman and Adam Scott will both be villains in this, and possibly in a relationship. I haven't worked it out yet. That would be how good would that be?
That would be hilarious.
They play
a good sort of cheeky.
Oh, they would play an amazing gay couple. Like they really would. Like owning but powerful. Like. I'm not thinking like Will Arnett and 30 Rock level. No. I'm thinking more like, anyway. So of the supporting characters that will play different roles. Donald Glover.
Yep.
Because I love everything he does. Charlie Day.
Yes.
Michael B. Jordan. Because he's actually athletic, and Chris Pratt because he's now athletic and tall.
Wow.
So they could be players within this franchise.
Pretty good casting in terms of players because they're big actors in their own right, and they probably wouldn't have as big of a role as the ones you already mentioned.
Mate, it's all stars, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Top-heavy cast.
Then what we're going to do is that we're going to go, these are some of the other people that we're going to bring in. So they're all big names. All right. So Bill Hader is going to be a league commissioner that secretly hates the sport and is just not interested in it at all. But he's like, he comes in and out. So he's sort of likable. He doesn't stand in anyone's way, but he really doesn't give a shit about his job. Kristen Wiig is going to be a local sports reporter that covers the games.
The talent.
The talent's huge.
I hope you're not choosing the budget.
Will Ferrell is a cameo as the team's mascot.
Very good. Very good.
Keegan Michael Key is going to be the assistant coach.
Wow.
And Aquafina is the social media manager for the team. So you can see the vibe we're going through here. I can feel it. It is like...
I'd hate to know the budget.
Yeah, the budget's just
blown
huge.
out.
It's absolutely blown out.
The ego's in the room.
Most of them do it because they're all mates and they want to do it for fun. And the writing room would be like Shane Gillis, Tina Fey, Donald Glover. Like it'd be the best of the best.
You know how Paramount created a TV series a couple of years ago, which was all based on creating The Godfather and how hard it was to bring it together and how the mob got involved, and it was really tricky. You could create a documentary on this cast filming this show.
Tell me you wouldn't watch the franchise.
I would watch the franchise.
But you don't even need all of them. But and the writing is key. That's what I'm saying. I was tempted to have Shane Gillis in the actual show, but I'd rather him being the head writer of the show and he could do a cameo here and there.
Yeah.
I think that's got to be the level. It has to be his level of comedy with a Tina Fey or a Donald Glover that could go, all right, let's help you make this TV ready now.
Yeah. HBO as well, probably getting behind it. It'd be every Sunday night in the States. It would probably become one of... when TV shows are appointment viewing, it's Sunday night. That I think the franchise would be.
It would be in that
big budget, big promotion.
Office, Veep, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, that Parks and Rec discussion. It'd be in that world.
Whereas Ashes in the Fog, which I think is what mine was called, would probably be ABC iView, I reckon, knowing Australia.
Oh yeah, but
Kate Blanchett. Probably,
but it would be like
it'd get to streaming pretty quickly.
Okay, name your top 5 Australian dramas of all time. It'd be that.
It'd be up there.
Underbelly season 1. Wentworth, Mr. In Between. It would be in that discussion.
Yeah, I think Kate Blanchett would just carry it herself.
So you know what? If any TV execs are listening, we've got 2 shows for you here, and we've got a little website that's going to spit out a dozen more.
We've got more. We should keep doing this, but maybe not TV shows. We should create a movie next or something like that. Let's keep.
Let's do a movie.
Keep the momentum going.
Let's do a movie.
Ponderings time.
All right, Patto.
I'm worried. I think we had Marcus for a few weeks, and that kind of lit a fire under Patto, and there was a good response, right? This is like we're coaching Patto into give us your best again. I think Patto's dipping again. This one he sent to me late last week. He just sends them randomly now, and it's obviously my job to collate them, but this is what he said. Have you ever wondered how you would handle the situation of being close to a big explosion? Ringing sound in the ears, partial concussion. What do you do next?
What? What am I meant to answer that? What do you mean? What did he do next?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know when like in movies where like
I know
town's a good example where there's a ringing and the guy stands up and they tell him to come down and get shot in the head. I'm picturing that. Like, I don't know, staying low. Not, I'm a bit concussed.
Yeah, see, wouldn't you think that the explosion's already happened now, the danger's gone, and checking in, am I okay?
Well, he hasn't really, he just said big explosion. He hasn't elaborated or expanded on that any further, so I don't know. So, yeah. What do you reckon's going on with Patto?
I don't know, mate. I reckon he's a bit shook after Marcus sort of jumped on.
Well, sometimes that can light a fire under the belly, and it goes, "Yeah, I'm not. This is my patch. This is my turn." And also, remember he gave us the honest feedback a couple of weeks ago, where he said, "Why are you getting all these B grade people in to give you this when you've got a pondering?" It feels like, he was almost kind of talking down to the segment. Well, Patto, I'd be looking at your own backyard. I wouldn't mind a response from Patto just to see, see what he's got for us.
I have no idea how to answer that.
Last segment before we go, it's betting.
All right.
I got a couple. Happy to go first.
There you go.
I hope people don't think bias here, but I feel like my read has been quite right with them lately. On Saturday, Richmond play St Kilda at the G. Lions 22.5. I think St Kilda cover that. I think we've seen Richmond now last couple of weeks. The arse is probably falling out of them. They're being great. Winning all the games that they've won has been a massive tick. We've got a few players now going out for surgery, and you saw what Gold Coast did to them and a couple of the other losses that they've copped. I feel like the Saints at the G will play well. I think it's going to be a nice sunny day. The Saints don't actually play the G too badly. They're pretty quick on the outside. I think the Saints could quite easily cover 22.5 there and have a sort of an easy 5 or 6 goal win would be my thinking in that clash. The Tigers don't need to win. They've done enough is my logic there. And the second one I've got and the final one, I don't know why. I got it wrong. I got it wrong with Port Adelaide last week. I said that I thought that they could cover the 48.5 or whatever it was, and I did not realise that they were just going to completely give it in. But you're giving Freo a 27.5 head start against Port this week. The game's in Adelaide. I think Port cover. I just don't.
Freo's got a lot to play for.
Freo's got a lot. So they did last week, and they were down. They were down by 2 goals at 3/4 time at home against Carlton, who have been barely going. I just think at some point Port Adelaide will send off Ken in some way. I'm not saying that they're going to win. I'm just saying they just have to get within 27. So I'm going to say that Port cover the 27.5 against Freo. I think that line should be like 18. Yeah, I think 27.5 is too much based on the way Freo are playing. Even though they have won 4 in a row. But that's my 2 for this week. What have you got?
So before I saw the markets was keen on going back to the Cameron well, as I've been going to, because he's kicking a lot of goals, and I know they want to get. Yeah, but he's currently $2.40 for 6 goals. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. So usually happy to play in that space, but I'll be leaving that alone this week. Look, I've had a look through here. A couple of the teams that we are going to see really, really struggle this week at Carlton, North Melbourne, I shouldn't say a couple, and West Coast. So there's 3 teams that are going to struggle. So I'm like, yeah, but what else can we expect from here? All right. If I'm looking at disposal, because I always look at the player props thing, Carlton Gold Coast for me is an absolute no-brainer. Noah Anderson is going to have a field day on that. Matt Rowell should as well. I'll be playing Noah Anderson at 30, Matt Rowell at 25.
Yep.
All right. If I skip to the end, I'm going to also be taking Jordan Dawson for 25 disposals as well against West Coast. And I'll go Saligo for 25 as well.
I like that pick.
They're allowing a lot for midfielders. Saligo's been playing really well. I think both of those. Yep. I'm happy to avoid goals with Adelaide just because they have so many bloody options, mate, to be honest. And you don't know, unless it's like, Philthorpe has been a really, really good one, but you just don't know. They're on the road. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. So I can do those ones as well. And then I have GWS. I'll take Tom Green to have 30 as well because North will give up heap. So we're going Dawson 30, Saligo 25, Dawson and Saligo 25, Anderson, Dawson, Saligo 25, Anderson 30, Rao 25. Yep. And 30 for Tom Green. So it's quite a big one. Yep. And the price will be quite meaty, but I genuinely like that.
I like it a lot.
I think that that's the one. So just again, nice and cleanly, Noel Anderson for 30 disposals, Matt Rao for 25 disposals, Tom Green for 30, and then we will have, to close out the round, Jordan Dawson and Saligo both have 25 against West Coast.
Like it, Wally. Good to see you back in one piece from Adelaide. Good luck Thursday night. Big game, huge game, season on the line type stuff. I mean, it's not over if you lose, but it's certainly going to be tough if you don't get the scalp against the Pies. So good luck there, mate. Well done.
There you
go. Go Saints.
Go Hawks.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.